Hi, I'm Joseph Kateri, and after today you will finally have the answer to wireless VR. Let's go. So, I've been using various headsets for years now. It all started with the Oculus Quest 1, and now we're on to Oculus Quest 2, which is kinda nice. I have hundreds on hundreds of hours in virtual reality, and I think that these tutorials reflect that. Anyways, I started this channel with the goal to make educational and entertaining VR content for everyone, as I believe that I kinda know my way around VR. And now, it's time to do an in-depth tutorial on how I play VR. Alright, I'll be upfront. Out of any wireless solution that I have ever tried, Virtual Desktop is the best. I have been using it for over a year now and have several hundred hours in it. Whether I was using the Oculus Quest 1 or 2, either way, worked flawlessly. The pure amount of simplicity on the surface level and then customization when you look further is just mind-boggling, and I can guarantee that it is appealing to pretty much everyone. Even if the price is doubled, it's still worth every penny. Damn, this light is making me look shiny today. That is embarrassing. Okay, but first, you know what time it is? 95% of you are not subscribed. This is a huge number, and although we brought it down very slowly, it's starting to creep back up a little bit, so let's get it down to 94% before I start crying. Subscribe now for weekly VR content. Virtual Desktop at its simplest level is a program that lets you stream your desktop PC to your VR headset wirelessly, and it does phenomenally. I honestly have never experienced a problem with it in all the years that I've been using it. There is a huge plethora of settings that you can tweak to customize it however you want. It's really there just to give you the best experience that it possibly can. You can do anything from watching movies, to writing essays on Google Documents, to just playing PCVR games normally. It's actually how I've been playing Beat Saber and Pavlov for so long. But how does it work? Obviously, I don't know the coding and stuff behind it, but I know how to set it up. I actually made an entire tutorial on how to install and set it up, which you can find in the corner. This one? Is it this one? I'll give a super quick rundown on how you do it right now. You just go to the Oculus store and purchase it, and obviously, wait for it to download. And then you head over to your PC, go on the official Virtual Desktop website, and then just download the PC Companion app. Then just follow the instructions written on either the desktop or VR headset, I don't remember which one. And in like 5 minutes, you'll be all set to stream VR. Alright, let's talk about features. One of the coolest features in my opinion, which sounds very basic on a surface level, is that you can choose a huge amount of virtual environments that you want to be in just to make yourself more comfortable. By default, you're in like this nebulous space, but I actually really don't like that. It makes me uncomfortable. So I just chose a regular PC setup. Other than that, you can change bitrate, video quality, frames per second, switch all the way from 30 Hz to 120 if you want, use or don't use a mic. There's just so many different options. Normally, when there's as many options as there is in Virtual Desktop, developers skimp out and they do the Android method where they just put as much customization as possible but make it very sloppy and disorienting. But Virtual Desktop does not do that at all. The customization is very straightforward, it is very organized, and I absolutely love it. So here's some frequently asked questions that I actually pulled straight from their website, and I'm going to do my best to answer them in my own words. Why is my performance so awful when using Virtual Desktop? If your PC is good, then it's probably your Wi-Fi's fault. Make sure your PC is connected using an Ethernet cord, which looks like this. It's on screen. Make sure your PC is connected to your computer using an Ethernet cord, and make sure your Quest 1 or 2, whichever one it is, make sure it's connected to your 5 GHz Wi-Fi. Another popular question is, can I do other stuff than just play PC games? Can I go look up stuff on Google? Can I just use my computer normally? Yes, you can. It's literally called Virtual Desktop. Anything that you can do on your desktop normally, you can do in VR using Virtual Desktop, because all it really does is take your monitor and just duplicate it into VR. So by now, if you're already convinced that you do want a Virtual Desktop, I'll actually put a link to it from the Oculus store down in the description below. And while you're down there, you can go ahead and check out my social media, such as my TikTok and Instagram. I have a Discord server as well. You can DM me on Twitter if you want, or just see memes that I retweet. And you can even check out the music that is playing right now. Okay, so enough of that, let's go over the pros and cons. Admittedly, this is probably my favorite section of any review, just because it makes everything so simple. I can just look at the left and right sides and see if it's good. For the pros, it is cheap. For just $20, you get everything I mentioned. You get a perfectly wireless way to play PCVR games permanently on your computer. It is the ultimate solution to wireless Oculus VR. Another pro is that you aren't limited to just playing games when using virtual desktop, which is what I mentioned before. You can even just talk in Discord with your friends or put on Spotify if you want. But the biggest pro, and the most obvious, is that it's the most stable and best way to stream PC VR to your headset wirelessly. Just set it up one time and you really don't need to think about it again. If you're worried about something like updates, they're pretty much all automatic. Virtual Desktop also works with both Windows and Mac, but no Linux. But I feel like if you're using Linux, then you probably wouldn't even need Virtual Desktop, honestly. You could probably just code a way to stream it yourself. Sadly, even though I've been hyping it up so much, there are cons, as there is cons to everything. First thing is the cost. $20 is still $20. Some people don't even have access to bank accounts. Or maybe you got this as like a present and you just can't afford to spend anything. I personally think that it is worth the price, considering it is pretty much how much my McDonald's order costs. You can also only use Virtual Desktop for Oculus Go, Oculus Gear VR, Oculus Quest 1, and Quest 2, as those are pretty much the only wireless headsets to exist. Also, since you're literally casting your monitor to your headset, you need a good VR-ready PC. I feel like that one should be obvious, considering, you know, that's how you play your games. But when talking about a VR-ready PC, I think the minimum specifications needed is a GTX 970, which you can find on eBay pretty cheap, and in general, that's just a very old graphics card. So if you've built a computer within the last like 7 years, you're probably good. But not only do you need a VR ready PC, but you also need a good 5 GHz Wi-Fi connection for your headset and an Ethernet connection for your actual gaming PC. So what if you don't have one of those requirements at all? You can't do anything about it. Maybe you can't get an Ethernet cord. Well, you still have alternatives to using Virtual Desktop. My second choice after Virtual Desktop was simply just to play wired. You can go ahead and just buy an Oculus cable off of Amazon for $20 to $30. Mine is, I think, 15 feet. It's definitely annoying, but if you're close to your PC anyways, and you can pull up some pulleys in your room, then it's actually a pretty decent solution because it actually charges your headset while you're using it. It's also the lowest latency possible and the best quality. So in all honesty, if you have the room for it and you're okay with putting pulleys up, I would just go wired anyways. However, I don't have that luxury. I play VR in a separate room. I actually play it downstairs, so Virtual Desktop. And the very last option that I would pretty much never choose is AirLink. It is in beta and it is basically Oculus's own app, own method to stream VR. But the thing is, it just does not work for me. I've mentioned this in a previous video, and this was actually the main reason I stopped using my Quest 1, but it gives an infinite loading screen for me. Just does not work. Now, apparently for the general public, it is very hit or miss. Some people say that it is equivalent to quality to Virtual Desktop, however you don't get any customization, while others have said, even in my own Discord server, that it is incredibly high latency and just really shitty quality in general, so just not worth it. Now, while there are alternatives, I still choose Virtual Desktop every time. Everything from the original website to actually using it is incredibly simple, and while it's still simple, you can mess with pretty much every setting known to man and make it perfect for your use. And if you don't want to do that, it's automatically done. The Virtual Desktop experience overall is like if an Android phone had its unlimited customization like it usually does, but it has the optimization and perfection and just experience that an iPhone has. It's really just one of the best applications on the Oculus Store, and it's a must-have no matter the price. So by now you should have an intense understanding of what Virtual Desktop is and if it's right for you, which it probably is. Anyway, this channel is all about making educational and entertaining VR content, so hit the bell or join my Discord down below to receive updates on when I upload. You can go into the description and also find links to my TikTok, Twitter, Instagram, basically anything including the music that was playing earlier in this video. And that's it. Have a nice day.